In this video, I'm going to go ahead and top stitch the top of my flap along the zipper. So I'm going to go away from the zipper, right, not on the zipper, but I'm going to tack this fabric down to the seam allowance so it stays out of the way. So I'll get started by pulling my threads back behind. I'm going to make sure that I'm using my regular stitch. You can see over here, regular stitch, and it's in the middle. My needle is in the middle position, so I'm not going to mess with the needle position. And I'll start up here and sew my way down. If you plan ahead, you can move your zipper, your pull tab out of the way, and you can unzip this whole thing, and it makes it a little bit easier to sew. I did not plan ahead, so I'm gonna just unzip that a little bit and unzip it as I go, but we'll see how that looks. Okay, so I'm gonna be doing 1/8 inch seam allowance, so I'll go ahead and zoom in so you can see what 1/8 inch seam allowance looks like. That is the inside toe of my presser foot, and I'm doing 1/8 inch from this fold right here, so you can see my inside toe here is lined up. This inside toe right here is lined up with my fold. So I'm going to go ahead and I will back stitch first. And then I'm just going to sew around my curve. One helpful tip is if you press this button right here, every time you stop sewing, like if I press on my foot pedal right now and then I let go, I'll leave my needle in the fabric, and that way if I have to adjust anything, I can lift up my presser foot, but my fabric doesn't go anywhere because my needle is in it. So that's something to keep in mind as you sew, something I always like to do when I sew on curves. Okay, when I get close to a pin, I'm going to stop. I'm getting kind of close to this one, and I'm just going to unzip as I go because I didn't plan ahead. And if you, for some reason, can't unzip, you can always do the same trick where you just pull your pull tab up past and then it's out of the way. But unzipping actually makes it lay a little bit flatter, so I think that's easier. You can do it either way, though. So when I get close, I'm going to just unzip a little bit more. I'm keeping my fabric lined up with the inside toe of my presser foot as I sew. Remember, this top stitch is visible, so we want to make it look really neat and nice. Okay, now I'm getting to the very end, and I'm just going to unzip my pull tab the rest of the way. Mine's a little bit longer than my back, and that's totally fine, and actually it's very helpful for parts like this. But again, if yours was in the way, you could always just zip it up. I have a thread caught in there. And then it would just be out of the way, and you could continue sewing. I'm going to unzip it because that makes it lay a little bit more flat. Then when it gets to the end, I'm going to back stitch, and I'm going to, sorry, wrong way. I'm going to press this button and press my foot pedal one time, and that lifts up my needle for me. I will trim my threads really quick on both ends, and I'll zip this up to make sure my bag still zips. Because if I was sewing over my zipper or anything like that, it would get in the way. Sometimes zippers get caught on threads and things, so it's really important to trim your threads as you go. But you can see that I have my nice top stitch there. I can still unzip my bag, and I'm ready to move forward.